Yeah. Uh-huh. 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 Yeah. Uh-huh.
Peace, queens and kings. If you are also stopping by, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited because I'm about to do something I never did before, and that's review a show. Now, we know there's so many reality shows out there. A lot of it is just showing us as, black people in a positive light. But when it comes to shows about relationships and marriage, I appreciate that, especially when you have individuals who are trying to help us to get it right. Just people in general that have been out there dating, going through relationships, and just have not found that significant other. So if you have an idea what I'm talking about Married at First Sight. They are coming up on season 13. I'm excited. I've been watching this show from the beginning. So you're talking about the past 12 seasons. There have been a lot of ups and downs, highs and lows, and the dynamics of the show is just really intriguing to me because if you don't know, it's about basically arranged marriages that we don't see here in the West. They're mainly done in the East, Islamic families, Indian families, Asians, those cultures who really, about family and keeping their wealth and family intact. So what they do is they, groom their children for, families and the sons and daughters of those particular families that are of a certain status. So arranged marriages happen all the time. We just don't hear of them here in the States. So basically this is what it is. But the thing about it is it's totally blindsight. You don't know who you're going to marry until you're up there at the altar. Let me tell you something. These past 12 seasons, you have seen some faces, some looks. People were totally upset, like, oh my God, what did I do? Why did I say I do to this person? I'm not physically attracted to this person. But in past seasons, those who weren't necessarily physically attracted, changed once they started to really know the person, once they started going to the levels and peeling off like an onion skin about, and discovering what those people were really about outside of the physical, because many of us do that. And physical attraction is key. That chemistry is key. But we still also have to dig a little deeper. So that's what Married at First Sight is, because they literally don't get married, until they first see them. So it is at first sight. I'm just intrigued about this show. I watch it every season. So now they're coming up on season 13. They will be in Houston, Texas. Last season, season 12, which was an absolute disaster. I'm happy about one couple that made it out of there. But they were in Atlanta. So now they're in Houston. So I'm excited to see how it goes in Texas, right? Now, out of the past 12 seasons, there were two couples that I was really disappointed in, and that's Mona and Vaughn from season 1. Then you have season 9. It was Keith and Iris. I really wanted them to make it. Didn't work out. They decided to divorce at the end. Then the best season was what was that? 11. With the showstoppers, Woody and Amani, and Miles and Karen. I rooted for them. I'm so happy for these couples. I follow them on IG, so I see they're doing really great. I just love black love, and I'm just happy that they made it. Karen and Miles went through some struggles. This was all filmed during COVID, so it was really, really rough during the pandemic. So they even stretched that season 11 even longer than they normally would. They would go through these 8 weeks and find out at the end, do you still want to stay married to these people with the experts? One of the worst seasons to me was last season, season 12. I don't know where the expert's head was. It was just a train wreck. I'm like, what were they thinking? Matching up these people. I just didn't see any of them together except for one. And those are my favorite couple last season, Brianna and Vincent. So I'm happy for them. May God bless all of these couples that are still together throughout the 12 seasons. Those who didn't make it, I still wish you luck in, your future relationships. But season 13. Now, let me tell you, these are 3 experts that come together and they search and comb whatever city they're in. I'm talking about, they get hundreds, I think nearly thousands of, I think they said, of applications, and they go through, they said thousands, if I'm not mistaken, and they get like 600 people that they cipher through, because some they don't feel are really ready for marriage, I guess, based on the application process. But they give 600, not 600 applicants, 600 questions in this questionnaire. I remember them saying that, I think in season 1 or 2. 600 questions on different subjects, and that's how they find out, cipher who is compatible or would work with what person. And then when the show starts, they go to the individuals' homes that they chosen. And for the past, I think 3 seasons, 3 or 4, they've been doing 5 couples. Prior to that, season 8, 9, and 10, I believe it was 4. The first 8 seasons, it was only doing 3 couples, and then they branched out to 4, and then the past 3 seasons they've been doing 5. So they go to the home, they tell them, oh, we found your husband, we found your wife, and they're like, oh my God, they're excited because out of all these people, they never thought they would get chosen, but they do. So that's the premise. And these experts, they sometimes miss the mark, I think, and then sometimes they hit it dead on. So let me introduce you to the experts. You have Dr. Pepper Schwartz. She's a sociologist. She is a sexologist. I believe she got her PhD from Yale. So she's been really, and then she teaches, I think, at the University of Washington in Seattle. But that's what she deals with. She really gets into the social aspects of the couple. She puts, a few things as far as their relationship, intimate relationship, because she is a sexologist, but she doesn't get into that too much. She really gets into the bulk of why they put them together and try to get into the heart of the 2 individuals, on a more practical level. So that's Dr. Pepper Schwartz. Then you have my fave, and that's Pastor Calvin Robertson. Robertson. He's out of Atlanta. Him and his amazing wife started a church in the Atlanta area, a progressive church, in 2013. They do relationship conferences internationally, marriage and relationship conferences and boot camps internationally. This is what they do. So he deals with, he's a great speaker, getting to that spiritual aspect of the couples, their faith, how they're working with the dynamics of the relationship. He doesn't get real, preachy or, getting anything like that with religion. But when it comes to faith and that whole working with each other and talking and that communication aspect and getting to the heart and soul of the couples, that's what Pastor Cal does. When he comes in and they're having issues, I'm like, come on, Pastor Cal. I love him because he's real with it, and if they giving him some BS, he'll look at him like, you can see the look on his face, like, don't come with me with the BS. So I love that. He's a straight shooter. And that's what I love about Pastor Cal. So I love the greatness that he, brings, and the dynamic that he brings as far as a person and a character, not just as a pastor, but really getting into the counseling of the couples. Next, you have Dr. Viviana Coles. I love Dr. Viviana. She replaced, I think it was in season 9, Dr. Jessica Griffin. She replaced her, and she was a great, I think, addition to the experts. She also is let me get this right, relationship therapist, and she specializes in physical and emotional intimacy. And, meeting someone who's a stranger, basically, and you're married to them, Some click off and click, and they find the chemistry, pretty much immediate with someone, but others struggle through the weeks not to. So she goes over a lot of exercises sometimes to really get into the emotions of the person, get to know them on that intimate level, because you are married, but at the same time you're strangers. So you have to deal with both dynamics. I know I'm married to you legally because these are legal marriages, but I'm not comfortable. So she goes through different exercises so they can deal with each other on that emotional, intimate level. So that's the experts. Those were my faves from past seasons. So now let's get into those who are part of the new season, okay? So I'm going to pull them up and let you know who we have. First, you're going to see Zach and Michaela. Michaela's 30. She's a realtor. And she's really sick of meeting newlyweds who's buying new homes, but she doesn't have that special person to I guess, purchase that new home with. And you sometimes see other couples and you're happy with them, especially if you're, from your work aspect. And then, you don't have that person in your life. I get it. Not that she's probably not happy for them, but you wish you had that, for yourself. I'm being divorced myself. I can understand that. So my next go at the rodeo, so to speak, I want it to be forever. Look at my kitty. That's Pete though. So Pete don't want to chill with you want to chill in the video? He can hang. Okay, and Zach, who is her soon-to-be new husband, is 27, and he moved from Baton Rouge to Houston to find his wife. Now, originally, he had a plan to be married at 25, but those things don't work. I mean, many times we know we have a plan to do something at a certain age, but as we plan, God plans, and he's the best of planners. So sometimes it doesn't work that way. So he let the experts do it so he can have a better shot, I guess, of finding his other half. Next, we have Rachel and Jose. Rachel's 33, came from a divorced home, but had a childhood filled with love and hopes that she can find and share her partner, and somebody to share her life with. So I guess coming from a divorced family, she is still hopeful to have a good marriage for herself. She meets Jose, who's 35, grew up in a hardworking middle-class family and has struggled to find someone, and he's looking for a long-term relationship and family. So best to you, Rachel and Jose. Next, we have Johnny and Bao. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Bo, B-A-O. I think it's pronounced Bo. They're a Vietnamese couple, and we haven't had anyone, from, the Asian family, like, whether Vietnamese or Chinese or Japanese or any group from those areas. We haven't seen that in Married at First Sight. So this is going to be great, because a lot of times, the Asian culture, I like to see the dynamics when those families get together, knowing this is not arranged from their family, but outside experts, because I know with culture and tradition from, a lot of Vietnamese groups and families, this, is totally new. So it's going to be interesting to see how their families handle this. So she grew up with Vietnamese refugee parents, while she never wanted to be married, which is interesting. She never wanted to be married. She changed her mind when she turned 30. So, you get a certain age, you change at each level in your life. Sometimes at each decade, you start to have different perspectives on things. And as you grow, your heart and mind changes as well. Johnny, 35, was raised by his single mother in Houston and has spent years dating unsuccessfully, unfortunately. So hope he has success in this. Okay, next, fourth couple, we have Gill and Merle. Merle's 34. She's a leadership coach who is ready to fully trust the experts. Now, I don't know how this is going to go. I see right now there may be a little tug of war, because she's a leadership coach by profession. So, when you have a certain profession, and then you have those who are trying to lead you, but you used to leading, I hope she, humbles herself and, listen to good advice that may help her, because if she was doing so great, she wouldn't be on the show trying to, get some experts and therapists to help her along the way with a relationship. So hopefully she'll listen. But I see something going on this season with them. We're going to wait and see. And Gill's 35. He is a Colombia native looking for the American dream. Well, everyone wants, the marriage, the couple children, maybe a little dog or cat, nice house, living, in a good career, and the whole, white picket fence thing. Sometimes that don't work out that way, the quote unquote American dream, but create your dream. I don't know how American dream it'll be, but create your own dream and the realities that come with it, because marriage is not always a bunch of roses and dandelions, okay? So hopefully he'll see the reality of that and, accept the flaws along with the good and the bad, so to speak. So hope that works out with Gill and Merle. Now, couple number 5, our final couple is Brett and Ryan. Born in Jersey. Go Brett. Go Brett. I'm rooting Jersey. 33. He's a longtime fan of the show, a true romantic, hoping to find... Peter, you're going to have to sit. Say, this is real life. Hoping to finally find the one. That's what he says, the one. So hopefully my fellow Jerseyan finds that. And Ryan, she is 35, from a small town in Texas. No. Sorry, Brett is the wife. Brett, longtime fan. She's a Jersey girl. Ryan is from a small town in Texas and is very close to his family. He's ready to be a young, active father as soon as possible. Ryan, yeah. Hopefully, while you're young, you still have a father. That might be a challenge too. The dynamics of having children, we hope that goes smooth. Let's deal with this relationship first and a good, wholesome marriage before we want to put children in there. Okay, so don't rush that timeline because you feel you need to be married at a certain point. And Brett being a romantic at heart, I hope you get that, because I see myself as a romantic at heart. So those are the couples, 5 couples for season 13. It airs the 21st, Wednesday, July 21st. So hop on it. If you've never seen the show before, check it out. The premises is really, really intriguing. You get the couples together for the first time. They have their first night together, but can be very, very nerve-wracking, because here you're sleeping with someone who was a complete stranger a few hours ago. You may party with them. They go through their little wedding reception, friends and family there, seeing everybody seeing each other for the first time, families meeting, and then you have that wedding night. So that can be really, really uncomfortable. Then they wake up the next day, find out where they're going. All the couples go to a location for their honeymoon. They stay there for a few days, and then they have to come home, find out where they're going to live. So they're going to be dealing with, showing each other's apartments, and, we want to stay in one of each other's apartments, or do we want to go and find our own? So that dynamic of living with someone. So that is a hoot in and of itself. Then you have meeting the family and the friends, and just learning how to deal with the kinks. It's one thing you're in a relationship with someone for a few years or a certain amount of time and you knew them, but now you doing this basically in reverse. It can be a big struggle. That's why I really like this show, because it's just interesting. You find out a lot of different things about yourself, about people, the dynamics of relationships. You might see a little in your past relationships in this, and then listen to what the experts say. They don't always get it right. They're not perfect. They do what they can, because they have really missed the ball in some of these people. But then you got to think about the applications. People also don't always tell the truth. But eventually you might as well, because what doesn't, that old saying, what doesn't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse. So they're going to find out your true character sooner or later. So you would hope when they answer these questionnaires and they got paired up with people, they were telling the truth. But you know how that is. Everybody wants to give their best representation of themselves. So I'm excited to check it out. You check it out. I'll be getting weekly recaps of the couples And we'll be starting on July, a little after July, a couple days after July 21st. I will give my first review on week 1 of season 13, Married at First Sight in Houston. All right, Texas, let's see how we do. Thank you so much. Until next time, stay blessed, authentically you, and let no one steal your joy. Peace.